Hello and welcome. Many thanks for joining us. I am Tina Oje Achu. The headlines. President Tinubu orders full security cordon on Kwara Forest after recent kidnappings and terror attacks. City Minister suspends Education Secretary, dismisses rumors of school closure. FCT administration vows to sustain zero tolerance for maternal, infant and neonatal deaths in the territory. And the CBN retains monetary policy rate at 27%, adjusts corridor to sustain economic stability and tame inflation. And now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has ordered a total security cordon over the forest in Kwara State following recent kidnappings and terrorist activities. The president also directed the Air Force to expand its air surveillance across the innermost part of the forest in Kwara State, where it is believed the terrorists are hiding. A special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity Communications, Sunday Diary, disclosed these on Tuesday on his X handle. He said the presidential directive also applies to the Kebbi and Niger State axis, where many people are expected to be rescued. According to him, the 24-hour air surveillance is to be maintained to complement the boost on the ground. He said communities are also urged to provide timely information about strange movement and activities to aid the work of the security forces. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Ezenwo Wike, has reaffirmed the administration's commitment to completing stalled infrastructure projects in Abuja with assurances of compensation and relocation for affected communities. The minister also dismissed reports of a school shutdown in the FCT as unauthorized and misleading. The minister of the FCT, Barrister Ezenwo Wike, in continuation of his inspection of ongoing projects on Wednesday, inspected the ongoing Gusape 2 engineering infrastructure project designated as A11, where he restated the administration's determination to deliver outstanding projects that would boost development and expand Abuja. According to Barrister Wike, the project had been stalled for years due to lack of funding, but the Federal Executive Council has now approved its continuation. He said creating infrastructure is central to opening up new districts such as Guzape and Maitama 2, awarded over a decade ago. The minister also assured residents that affected communities would be duly compensated and relocated, citing the ongoing process in Guzape village under the CO1 project. The minister also addressed the recent circular announcing the closure of government schools in the FCT. He described the notice purportedly issued by the Secondary Education Board as unauthorized, saying he neither approved nor was informed of any directive to shut schools. Barrister Wike then confirmed the indefinite suspension of the Mandate Secretary for Education, Dr. Danlami Hayo, and said officials involved in issuing the circular would face disciplinary action for violating civil service procedures. He reassured parents and residents that schools remain open, maintaining that there is no credible security threat to warrant closures. With the Guzape project back on track and school operations continuing uninterrupted, the minister reaffirmed the FCT administration's commitment to accountability, security, and delivering essential infrastructure for residents. The FCT Mandate Secretary for Health, Dr. Adedolakbo Fasawe, has reaffirmed that the administration of Minister Nyesom Wike maintains zero tolerance for maternal, infant, and neonatal deaths in the territory. Speaking to newsmen at a tax-shifting symposium in Abuja, Dr. Adedolakbo stressed that no woman should lose her life while bringing a child into the world. Elizabeth Kasham has more.
The FCT Mandate Secretary for Health, who described the symposium as an eye-opener, highlighted the pressing challenges confronting primary healthcare system, that the renewed commitment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administrations in the FCT, maternal mortality will soon become a thing of the past.
There's no reason for a woman to die whilst bringing life into the world. When you attend your antenatal clinic for pregnant women, this is a clear message, even a plea Attend antenatal clinic. It is free in the FCT. Register on our health insurance scheme. And from the moment you know you're pregnant till delivery and for the first year of that baby's life, the administration of Barrister Yeltsin Wike under the renewed up administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in FCT is promising that maternal mortality will be a thing of the past.
Dr. Francis Ayomu, postdoctoral researcher at the Northfield Department of Primary Healthcare Health Sciences at Oxford University, particularly on the growing strain caused by critical shortage of human resources, stressing that it underlines a state of emergency in the health workforce. He said, addressing Nigeria's human resources crisis in the health sector requires stronger political will and sustained government's commitment, particularly in maternal health care.
The key finding of this study is we cannot do without tax shifting because of the level of human resource gap we have in primary healthcare facilities. However, it is important that we reflect on the policy dilemma of balancing increasing access to maternal health services with the need for optimal quality of maternal health services. So ideally, we shouldn't be having tax shifting, but we can't do without it. But while we do tax shifting, let's look into the issues that are making it not to work effectively so that we can still use tax shifting as a stopgap measure to increase access to maternal health services without sacrificing quality. So we ensure that more women have access to maternal health at a cost they can afford, such that the quality is optimal, and then over time we have a reduction in the number of maternal deaths.
He therefore recommended that government at all levels prioritize employment as many health workers as the wage bill can accommodate, noting that although funding constraints remain a challenge, increased investment in human resources for health is crucial to strengthen primary healthcare delivery and improve maternal health outcomes nationwide. Dr. Ayamo noted that the Tax Shifting Symposium 2025 is organized to disseminate the findings of a doctoral study he conducted at the University of Oxford on the policy and practice of tax shifting for maternal care services in Nigeria. Elizabeth Kasham, Aso Television News.
The African Youth Initiative on Crime Prevention and Bureau of Public Service Reforms has organized the 11th National Youth Summit on Drug and Substance Abuse Prevention in the nation's capital. The initiative was aimed at addressing the growing concern of substance abuse among Nigerian youth, brought together youth leaders, policymakers, academic leaders, and civil society organizations to discuss strategies for preventing substance abuse and promoting a healthier lifestyle among young people.
The 11th National Youth Summit on Drug and Substance Abuse Prevention is part of IECRIP's ongoing efforts to engage young people in substance abuse prevention and promote community development. The summit, which provided a platform for stakeholders to share best practices, discuss challenges, and develop strategies for addressing substance abuse among Nigerian youth. The event will also feature award presentations to recognize individuals and organizations making significant contributions to substance abuse prevention. Speaking, convener IECRIP Ambassador Chris Ibe said substance abuse is a significant concern in Nigeria, with 44% of the population engaged in substance use and 77% of users being youths. Ambassador Ibe emphasizes the need for collective action to address the issue and promote a healthier lifestyle among young people.
Young people are dropping out from school, leaving their palatial mansions, are going into rehabilitation centers. Our workforce is being challenged because these young people are those who are supposed to man our workforce. So it's a problem if not addressed. IECRIP is in the forefront of talking prevention.
The NDLEA Assistant Commandant Shehu Dankolo noted the need for all hands to be on deck to surmount the growing trend among Nigerian youths.
All these organizations should continue partnering with the NDLEA in the areas of prevention and sensitization programs. They should collaborate with NDLEA to visit schools, churches, mosques, marketplaces.
On her part, the representative of Birau Public stresses the importance of parents to monitor their children's mental health and address it as according.
To control this drug abuse, we must involve everybody. Everybody is a stakeholder in the control and prevention, starting from parents in the house, caregivers.
Others who spoke to Aso Radio and Television on the effect of drug abuse substance have this to say.
So, yes, the medical cannabis has its benefits, it has its potentials, but our regulations, our framework, our clinical trials, our researches, these are limited. So, the NDLEA, the law enforcers, the healthcare, they need to come down and cushion all those gaps.
Government should not only look at the prevention aspect, government should also look at what aspect of what dependency and rehabilitation.
We will learn not taking drugs, and taking drugs is not good for the system, and it can lead to so many disadvantages.
The event climaxed with awards presentation to deserving Nigerians who stood firm in the fight against drug abuse.
The chairman of the Abuja Municipal Area Council, Mr. Christopher Zaka Mekalangu, has further strengthened his administration with the appointment of Perpetual Ohama as consultant on the recovery of AMAC properties and land matters. The strategic appointment underscores the chairman's commitment to safeguarding council assets, resolving irregularities in land administration, and ensuring the transparent and prudent management of AMAC properties for the benefit of residents. A statement issued by the Senior Special Assistant on Media and Public Affairs to the chairman, Mr. Kingsley Madaki, noted that Mr. Mekalangu charged ESV Ohama to deploy her vast expertise and extensive public sector experience. According to the statement, the appointment is both strategic and necessary in order to streamline and strengthen AMAC's asset recovery processes. As consultant on the recovery of AMAC properties and land matters, ESV Ohama is expected to conduct a comprehensive audit and review of all AMAC-owned properties and land parcels, identify and document cases of encroachment, illegal disposal, or improper use of council assets, amongst other things. The AMAC administration reaffirmed its commitment to transparency, accountability, and due process in land management. The appointment of ESV Ohama is a decisive step towards safeguarding public assets and strengthening institutional integrity. You are watching Aso Television News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the UHF band on channel 38. Still to come, CBN retains monetary policy rate at 27%, adjusts corridor to sustain economic stability and tame inflation. Stay with us for details of these and more stories.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go! Lights, camera, action. Put your mind to it, live the life that you
Stay connected. Stay with us. Starting from Yanga and Jolly.
Thanks for staying with us. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Joash Ajo Amopitan, swore in Professor Adeniran Tella for another term as the Oyo State Resident Electoral Commissioner. Professor Amopitan charged him to uphold electoral integrity and values and procedure of the commission. Amopitan reminded the newly sworn-in rec of the sacred responsibility that comes with the office. The INEC chairman said it was made clear to him to deliver free, fair, credible, transparent, and inclusive elections that genuinely reflect the will of the Nigerian people. Amopitan added that the same mandate cannot be overemphasized for recs. He charged Teller to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and integrity, insisting that any deviation from the Commission's values and procedures would not be tolerated. Teller, who expressed deep appreciation, promised to maintain an open-door policy by engaging political parties, observers, and the media at every critical stage of the electoral process. He underscored the need for improved voter education and pre-election testing of beavers, especially in hard-to-reach areas, and affirmed his resolve to conduct election guided by the Constitution and the Electoral Act and the will of the Nigerian people. Campaign on free and fair elections ahead of 2027 polls. A non-governmental organization committed to promoting good governance, the Community Structure Foundation, is ramping up efforts to educate Nigerians on the importance of a transparent and a credible electoral process. Briefing journalists in Abuja, the national coordinator, Engineer Daniel Balarabe, warned that protecting Nigeria's democracy requires preventing any drift towards authoritarianism as the country moves closer to the 2027 general elections. Oluwapelumi Adeyemi reports.
Known as the Community Structure Foundation for Good Governance organized a national summit to reawaken and mobilize Nigerians in adhering to the progress and development of the country through credible, free and fair elections. The national coordinator, Community Structure Foundation, Engineer Daniel Balarabe, emphasized on the key measures in ensuring a credible election.
The purpose of our coming together is actually to mobilize people who will serve as catalysts for the change in our electoral process. So it is our duty, this summit is to reawaken the consciousness of Nigerians towards selecting credible leaders through proper electoral process. How? By ensuring that, yes, they register to be voters. 2, they vote. 3, they protect their votes. It is not just casting your vote and then going back. No, you stay to make sure that the number of people that voted reflect on the electoral documents.
Former Governor of Anambra State and 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi, represented by Chief Peter Ame, stated the importance of accountability during elections and urged citizens to shun manipulations of electoral process.
You can't have accountability and transparency when people walk through the window to gain access to government. If people get elected through the normal channel, through the normal process, they will be accountable to the people. One thing that I'm very sure in my many years, over 20 years of practicing in this multi-party democratic environment, is to make sure that all our elections are conducted in one day. If our elections are conducted in one day, it will reduce voter apathy, it will reduce pressure, and it will reduce cost of conducting the election by 50%.
Speaking also at the summit, Action Democratic Congress ADC chairmanship candidate Dr. Moses Paul and other dignitaries urged Nigerians to unite by shunning all forms of electoral malpractices.
And that's why when people speak about vote buying or vote snatching or rigging, young people must wake up and look beyond that. It is in time like this that patriots must have to wake up. There is no giving up.
And one of the things that is affecting us is voter education. It's affecting us a great deal, where the citizens, the voters are not educated enough to be able to stand up, believe in something. Then what you are likely to have is what you are saying. I believe that is something that needs to be properly articulated.
The Community Structure Foundation for Good Governance reiterated its commitment in reaching out to a large number of citizens by educating them on the importance of making right choices of candidates during elections. Belumi Adeyemi, Aso Television News.
The National Orientation Agency and Values for Daily Living organization have partnered to promote national values and civic engagement in Nigeria. The partnership was formalized on November 24th, 2025, when VDL representative met with NOA Director General Malam Laure Isaonilu at the agency's headquarters. The partnership aims to strengthen national collaboration on values reorientation, moral development, and citizenship education. VDL, a character-building organization, addresses moral decline among young people through youth engagement, community outreach, and educational partnerships. VDL's annual Values Advocacy Conference, Take It Back Conference, brings together stakeholders to discuss values, formation, and national moral renewal. The conference features panel discussions, expert contributions, and strategies for societal transformation. Malam Onilu commended VDL's work, noting alignment with NOA's Nigerian Identity Project and National Values Character. NOA has introduced heritage and citizenship studies in primary and secondary schools, and VDL's materials complement these efforts. Both parties will explore partnerships in curriculum development, literature review, and youth-focused values education, ensuring values education becomes integral to Nigeria's national development agenda. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus K. Amo, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to a safer, more efficient, and globally competitive aviation sector. Speaking at a quarterly stakeholders engagement in Abuja, Keyamo said the ministry's priorities for 2025 align with the presidential deliverables and are focused on safety, support for local airlines, infrastructure upgrades, human capacity development, and improved revenue generation. He noted progress in aircraft leasing arrangement and said all aviation agencies are now working under a unified strategic direction. A special advisor to the President on Policy and head of the Central Results Delivery Coordination Unit, Haja Hadiza Bala Usman, represented by the Aviation Sector Manager, Dr. Henry Udige, commended ongoing reforms, while aviation agencies highlighted achievement in airport upgrades, staff training, safety systems, and performance-based navigation. The engagement brought together pilots, airline operators, customs, NDLEA, and other stakeholders committed to enhancing Nigeria's aviation services. The new Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Dr. Yakubu Adam Kufamata, has assumed duty, calling for stronger collaboration among staff, agencies, and stakeholders to boost the sector's impact. Dr. Yakubu Adam pledged to build on the foundations laid by his predecessor, focusing on staff development, professionalism, and welfare. Outgoing Permanent Secretary Dr. Ibrahim Abubakar Kana praised the ministry's experienced workforce and urged them to give Dr. Adams full support for continuity. Aviation directors expressed appreciation to Dr. Kana and assured the new Permanent Secretary of their cooperation. The ceremony concluded with the formal signing of handing over document. And on business, the Central Bank of Nigeria has retained the monetary policy rate at 27% while adjusting the handling corridor around the MPRO in order to maintain the economic sustainability progress and achieve low and stable inflation. Governor Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Olayemi Kadoso, in Abuja during a press briefing with newsmen after the bank's 303rd Monetary Policy Committee meeting, disclosed holding other parameters constant while adjusting the standing facility corridor around the MPR. Business correspondent Ilemeje tells us more.
Addressing newsmen on the outcome of the Monetary Policy Committee MPC meeting in Abuja, Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Olayemi Kadoso, announced that the committee decided to retain, among others, the monetary policy rate MPR at 27% while making an adjustment to the standing corridor with the aim of maintaining the economic progress and sustaining low and stable inflation. Other parameters held constant are the liquidity ratio at 30%, the cash reserve requirement CRR at 45% for deposit money banks, 16% and 75% for merchant banks and non-TSA public sector deposits, while adjusting the standing facility corridor at plus 50 minus 450 basis points around the MPR. Reaffirming commitment to a data-driven assessment of developments, the committee commended the continued deceleration in headline inflation on a year-on-year basis for the 7th consecutive month in October 2025 to 16.05%. The committee further attributed the favorable development to several factors, including the sustained monetary policy tightening, stable exchange rate, increased capital inflows, and surplus current account balance. According to the committee, inflation is, however, projected to remain above pre-pandemic levels in the near term, while applauding the collaborative effort of both the fiscal and monetary authorities, which led to the recent upgrade of Nigeria's sovereign credit rating by major rating agencies, as well as delisting of the country from the Financial Action Task Force (FATF) grey list. Ile Emeje, Aso Television News.
The Israeli Embassy in Nigeria has partnered with the Daniel Mokachi Foundation to launch the maiden Jerry Bet Halevi Cup, a grassroots football tournament aimed at rediscovering Nigeria's street football culture while honoring the country's first foreign national team coach, Israeli tactician Jerry. Oluwapelumi tells us more.
It was an insightful moment as Daniel Amokachi's foundation and Israeli embassy partnered to hold the maiden Jerry Halevi Cup to celebrate the first Nigerian coach, Jerry Halevi, to reawaken the minds of grassroots footballers and promoting unity through sports. Ex-Super Eagles player Daniel Amokachi stated that the tournament pays tribute to first Nigerian coach Jerry for his discipline, passion and vision, which helped to shape the country in the early foundation of sports in the country.
I want to take the medium to say thank you to the ambassador of the Israeli embassy for having this initiative that will go a long way in football development in Nigeria. And he definitely assured me that it will be an annual event by special grace.
Israeli ambassador to Nigeria described the tournament as far more than a football tournament, but a way of celebrating friendship and a testament to the strong and growing bond between Nigeria and Israel.
This event is a special event because Mr. Jerry has been the first one who has been opening the doors for us, for foreigners who come to work in football in Nigeria. So some way he's the door opener for all us scouts, coaches, agents who come to here. So that way it's wonderful that this kind of event is arranged to respect his life work.
Some coaching staff and players that participated shared their thoughts about the tournament.
In Nigeria now, that's what we want and that's what we need. Because you can see most of what is happening in other places, there are a lot of division and other things. So to bring people together, one Nigeria, you understand, Nigeria is our country, and then this football unite even a lot of youth and even the most people that they love football.
Yes, we need people who understand this game. We need people who are willing to invest. We need the government to give us an enabling environment for both those willing to play and those willing to invest.
I thank God for the opportunity to be a footballer. So many people wish they had this talent, but I'm privileged to play this football. So I think everything is going well.
The maiden Jerry Bet Halevi Cup drew teams from 6 Abuja area councils in a street-style 7-a-side contest that attracted hundreds of young players. Belumi Adeyemi, Aso Television News.
Tina Oje Achu, many thanks for watching.